Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting and inspiring episode of On Location with Zara Durrani, brought to you by StoryHive. I am so grateful and blessed to be able to bring amazing local Vancouverites who are making a difference in our community and hopefully leave you feeling inspired and empowered with each and every conversation. I hope you've been enjoying our show so far today. We're here filming in Yaletown, in our beautiful Yaletown, in the heart of Vancouver downtown at Dwell Living. So if you happen to be in Yaletown, make sure to drop by Dwell Living and tell them you said you watched the show and you decided to come in and say hello. So joining me today is an amazing founder. I have followed her on social media and then fallen in love with her amazing products that look delectable. Like, I just have to show you. They smell amazing. She is the founder of Okoko Cosmétiques. I'm talking about none other than Oyeta Kokoroko. I love your name, Kokoroko. What a beautiful name. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Bienvenue. Bienvenue. How are you doing?
Merci beaucoup. Hi, Sarah. I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm doing fantastic. We've had a great day of filming. You're our last guest today. And, you know, I live a couple of blocks down and we walked over here. We have not my beautiful doggy Loki, but we have Bentley here, who is the resident doggo at Dwell Living. So
lovely.
So fantastic to have you. Now, just to tell our audience, Oyeta has been creating her beautiful line for quite some time now, and it was featured in Forbes magazine, in Goop, and you also are a beauty mentor. So how long have you been doing this for, and what inspired you to get into creating your own line, Oyeta?
Hi, Zara. Thank you so much for having me today. I've been doing this since 2016. So my journey started back then. It started with first, I was dealing with skincare problems and I was looking for solutions. As a consumer, I started looking for the best, most effective ingredients in skincare products. And through my research and testing, I became interested in learning how products were made. And then I also realized that for consumers, when it comes to artisan beauty products, there was certain main skincare challenges such as lack of innovation. A lot of products were not that effective. There was a lot of controversial ingredients as well, and not a lot of products that were created for the modern consumer as well. So I became interested in R&D, research and development, and really trying to create the best formulas possible, the most effective formulas that would help solve skin concerns, but also that will help people feel good and confident in their skin by having beautiful, healthy, and radiant skin. And that inspired me to create the Okoko line that we have here today.
I like how beautiful the colors look. Like, I'm really curious, what is making, you know, I have this cream at home, the blue light clarifying cream, the Diamant Bleu.
Yes.
I don't speak French, even though I lived in Paris. What exactly is in this product and what is giving it this color? Because it looks really beautiful.
Yeah, so one thing that you'll notice with our line is every product has a beautiful, vibrant color, luxurious sensorial textures. This one included. So our Diamant Bleu cream is a beautiful hydrating and clarifying cream. The blue color is from an ingredient called blue tensi, which is a soothing and calming plant. The plant has a yellow color and it has molecules.
What is it called?
Blue tensi.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful plant found in nature, and it's known for its soothing, calming benefits on skin that is sensitive. So for people who have sensitive skin, prone to redness, it's a great ingredient because it really soothes and calms skin. Yeah.
I feel like for me, when I am not hydrated enough or when I'm wearing too much makeup, you know, whether it's during Fashion Week in Paris, like I was telling you, like I took some of your products with me to Paris, and my favorite product out of your line is actually this guy here.
Beautiful.
And honestly, it looks edible. Why does it look edible? This is a great, like, it's a papaya enzymes and willow bark. It's a gentle exfoliant, and I'm just out of mine. So, you know, I just kind of hint. But I don't know if it's a good idea to use it daily, but I almost use it a couple of times during the week.
Yeah, that is perfect. So you can use it twice a week. It's a great, it's a gentle cleanser that also works as a scrub, as an exfoliator, and as a mask. So it's a multi-purpose product, and that's one of the thing that sets ourselves apart is we create products that help solve skin concerns, but also products that can work in multiple ways. So this one, you can use it as a cleanser, as a mask, as a scrub. So one
As a
product,
mask?
yeah, as a
I
mask.
haven't used it as a mask. So what do? You just leave it on for like several hours?
Very
sorry,
easy.
like half an hour or something?
Yeah, so basically you take about this amount of the product or double, you will put it in a bowl, and then you will mix it up with equal amount of water.
Okay.
So we would put 2-3 drops of water, would mix it up, and then you would apply it all over your face like a mask.
Okay.
And then you rest, you relax for like 30 minutes up to an hour.
Okay.
And it's gonna work its magic.
Like
you
the
gotta try that.
papaya enzymes.
Yeah, papaya
Okay,
enzymes,
okay.
the willow bark. Papaya enzymes are gonna provide like a gentle enzymatic exfoliation.
Yeah.
So it's gonna help remove dead skin cells, smooth skin, make it radiant. So when you wash it away, your skin is soft, it's fresh, and it's ready to absorb the rest of your products.
That's why I really loved it in Paris during Fashion Week, because the makeup I was wearing, like I did my own makeup for a couple of days. Like I was using a local organic vegan line, and then a salon, El Sagir in Paris, which is like a celebrity makeup artist like salon. Like I worked with them and they did my makeup, but it was like layers of makeup, layers. So for me, this is like the product that I fell in love with. That and your body oil, but like literally,
happy to hear that.
that's the one that I'm out of. Like I used it last last night, but
It makes
I
sense
noticed
because it's our hero product as well.
yeah, because I noticed afterwards my skin wasn't dry and it removed all the makeup and the skin wasn't dry. So I think that's what attracted me to it, because especially when you work in film and TV or you have like a photo shoot, they put so many layers of makeup on your face just so it's like camera ready. You know, I mean, right now I'm not wearing that much makeup, but if a makeup artist who's doing your makeup for camera to make sure there's no shine and it's going to stay on all day, they have to apply like really thick layer, like powder and like lots and lots and lots. Hopefully my blush isn't too much, but I really specifically loved that cleanser. I honestly think so. Tell me about the cleanser, but before we talk about that, I want to talk about what sort of skin problems that you had that led you to create Okoko.
So it started with acne. You know, when I was younger, I was dealing with a lot of acne problems, and I was trying different type of products and brands all the time because, again, as a consumer, I was looking for the best, most effective ingredients and skincare products. And as a consumer, always, you know, trying what's out there, I started reading labels and really to understand what to look for my acne, for example. And then I noticed that there was also a lot of questionable ingredients in skincare as I researched them to understand their properties, their benefits. And I had like a little bit of a aha moment. I didn't want it to see some of those controversial ingredients in my products. So I started researching how beauty products were made. And then through that, I became interested in starting to formulate and craft my own products.
And this was in Vancouver or in Montreal?
In Montreal. So
Okay.
I grew up in Montreal. I immigrated in Canada when I was 5 years old, and I grew up in Montreal.
Okay, and
which
from
is,
where? For
so-
our audience to know.
Yeah, from Montreal, and I moved here a few years ago.
No, but sorry, I meant to say, where did you immigrate from?
Oh, okay. I immigrated from Togo. It's a
Okay.
small country in West Africa. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, because I love talking about, you know, our origin stories. Like I came to Canada at 17 from Pakistan, so like really far away. It's like 24-hour like time difference. So it's probably like 4 in the morning in Pakistan right now. So yeah, like for me growing up, I had really acne-prone skin. It was almost like every single pore had a little pimple coming out of it. And I tried everything, herbal, organic, putting ice on my face,
Okay.
not eating anything with oil or butter, like, you know, consuming less carbs, not having dairy, like you name it, everything. And then I used proactive. It helped, but it really dried out my skin.
Exactly.
So I stopped for quite some time. I stopped like after using it, and it helped tremendously. But I noticed the skin, it kind of had a bit of like a dry vibe to it, you know, when your skin is, because our skin has so many different layers, which I'm sure you're very aware of because you did all the R&D work yourself. I felt like it was aging my skin a little bit, you know, and that's something I'm really mindful of, like working in film and television. I get photographed, I'm in front of the camera a lot, I'm 41, and it's like, you know, looking healthy and good and vibrant and young is something really important to me, and as natural as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm so mindful of what I put on my skin and of course what I consume. So let's talk about, you know, are these products made in Canada? You're making them in Vancouver?
Yeah, they're made here in Vancouver, so we are a local brand for Vancouverites. Yeah.
So tell me about, you know, this. This is one of your top sellers.
Yeah, it's one of our best sellers. It was created years ago as we were, one of the things that I'm really passionate about is innovation. Like I said, when I started in the beauty industry, especially when it comes to natural brands, there was a lack of innovation. So a lot of very basic formulas that lack a little bit of innovation. So I wanted to change the game and come up with products that were dreamy in every way. Visually, with the colors, the textures when you apply on the skin feels really luxurious and sensorial. It's something that our customers really love. Products that will have also gentle scents so that the whole experience when you use them feels amazing.
Almost sensual.
You see what I mean?
It's almost edible.
So it's a great change from typical, I would say, mainstream brands that often have the same type of formulas, white creams, clear serums. We really wanted to make it just more fun, more colors, more textures, nice scents, great ingredients, and amazing efficacy.
Is this new?
This is our body cream.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have
it's
this.
a luxurious body
like,
cream.
I don't have this.
That smells amazing.
Rose?
It's vanilla, amber, neroli, and whole wood.
Okay.
Neroli, I think, is one of the notes that you're smelling there.
It smells
So it's essential cream for women. Yeah, yeah.
delicious. They all look and smell like dessert.
That is true.
Yeah, they smell truly, truly amazing.
Like this here.
Now, beyond, you've found quite a bit of success with what you're doing. You know, you speak on a lot of panels, you've received a lot of publicity, you were featured in Goop and Forbes and many other magazines. Like I see through your social media, you know, you're giving a talk here or there or this interview and that. Other than having your line, you're also mentoring other women. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's something I'm very proud of. So as I was building Okoko, which was my first business, and I started in my 20s with no experience, so I learned a lot of things doing it, which I'm very, very grateful about. Other founders in the beauty industry were coming to me asking for advice to start their own beauty brand. They were asking me how to make my product innovative and stand out in a crowded market. How do you do your branding? You know, how to source great ingredients, great packaging, how to tell my story. So all those questions, they were inspired and they just wanted my help. So naturally, I would just give them advice, tips here and there, and eventually I was like, I think there's a little bit of a need for some sort of mentoring for people who are starting their beauty brands because they were always asking me for advice. So I started to mentor other early stage entrepreneurs, people who were starting their cosmetic brands and needed a little bit of guidance to figure out how to do it successfully, but also maybe avoid common mistakes that first time entrepreneurs make that can be costly in time, in resources, things like that. Sometimes they like the connection. So that's how the idea came for starting to mentor other founders who are starting and just help them achieve some of their goal and vision with more faster, less pain, and avoiding maybe some of the mistakes that I've made as well. Yeah.
So before you started Okoko, what were you doing?
I was living in Montreal and I was studying holistic nutrition, aromatherapy, and plant medicine. Yeah.
So that's where you can see, like, how passionate you are about using natural ingredients and.
Exactly. So this is also the results of my experience, at what I studied as well. I can mention phytotherapy, aromatherapy, holistic nutrition, but also professional skincare formulation. So as I studied that in Montreal, I was also crafting my first product, which consists in soaps, lotions, lip balms, body scrub, and I was gifting them to friends and family, and they were giving me amazing feedback. Those were my first creation, which I still show to people. Like, the branding was not what it is today. Obviously, I printed it at home, stick it, but it came out of love, out of passion, and people loved, the care that went into it, and they were encouraging me to start my brand. It took me a few years to gain the confidence to start it because it was my first business. But eventually, it was such a passion, more than a hobby, that at some point I decided to try it. I I was young, nothing to lose. Why not try it? And I'm very, very grateful. It's been an amazing journey. Yeah.
I feel like with a last name like Kokoroko, that's a brand name. It's I forget who I was sharing that because Gary, who one of the owners of the store, and he's like, okay, who's gonna be on? And his wife Shannon, I was showing, okay, these are all the Kokoroko Oyeta. It's such a fascinating and interesting name that you're like, okay, that could be like a T-shirt brand, like cosmetics. It totally
She's
like
giving me ideas.
it's totally like Okoko, like it just like comes off the tongue like very easily. And I think I was mentioning to you, your packaging is, even like if you show this guy over here, I really like, and your skincare products that
We
this
have
is
more boxes
yeah.
there. Yeah.
But I also really enjoyed your packaging and of course the colors and how wonderful the products are. They speak for themselves, like if you try them. So tell me about some of the fans of your your products, because you have like a lot of local people, and not just in Vancouver but across Canada and around the world too, like using your products. And it's not just a certain demographic or age range. It's like everyone can use your products, and not just women, but great for men as well.
Yeah, of course. So, we've built an amazing brand with a global following with customers worldwide, which is something I'm really proud of. But also people of different regions being able to see the amazing efficacy of our products. We've helped a lot of customers as well with acne problems, skincare challenges, who found solution through our skincare because of the efficacy, because we use the best, most effective ingredients, but also that they're formulated to deliver clinical level results within the first few uses. And one of my vision was to set the Louis Vuitton standard in skincare, meaning really design some of the finest creations that we can. And that's something that is my passion. It is my mission. It's also something that I'm very proud of, because designing excellent products is what I feel I'm passionate, and also what I excel in. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And I guess you're also like helping mentor other women and seeing. I feel like since you and I connected, now I have all these different beauty company founders like finding me on Instagram.
Oh,
and
really?
oh yeah, like they're like sending me messages.
That's
and
amazing.
it's like late on Saturday night, and I'm like, I will get back to you. It's the long weekend here. I'm like, I'll think about it. Or they're like, I see Oyeta. I would love to go for coffee with you. Or I would love to tell you what I'm doing. And but I can see that how you have this community and this reach of other women who are in different, whether it's they seem to be all more in beauty focused, and I'm assuming those are the women that you're helping. So tell us a bit more about that. That is like you're helping them create like body lotions or hand creams, or exactly like like is it like a whole line of products? Like what exactly, like for example, if I say to you, I'm like, yes, I'm really passionate about oils, which I am. Like for me, I like to put organic coconut oil on my body. I cook with it, I put it on my face to take off my makeup, I put it in my bathtub when I'm taking a bath. Like I really try to be as natural as possible, because I believe like our skin is the largest organ of the body, and whatever you're putting on it, your body, it gets, it seeps into your skin, into your body, into your liver, into your organs. And you know, when we're 20 something, it's just so different. But then as we're getting older, it starts to show. So, you know, earlier today we had someone on the show who's like, you know, Joanne Fowler, she's an Emmy nominated makeup artist. You know, she's worked with like Halle Berry and like, you know, you name it, like all these folks, like a 3-decade-long career in the film industry. And, you know, and now she has her own makeup line. So she was mentioning how there can be brands that it's like organic and vegan, but it's, you can still have like all these chemicals. And now she's doing all these testing to be like, okay, what is actually going in this product? Because there's so many people who are getting sick. And it's, you know, we have to be, it's this education that needs to be done, that, yeah, like what are you, is it just the scent, or it's got the real enzymes? Like, you know, versus like, of course, everything's going to have chemicals, but it's like, are they toxic? And what kind of damage they're going to have on your body. Anyways, like it's just something like, you know, the conversations that I'm having and I'm aware of and like mindful of like what I'm consuming, not just eating, but also putting on my skin and my body. So tell us like about like, you know, the process of manufacturing and how you're helping. Like if I come to you and say, Oyeta, I want to have my own mask line or like a body oil, like how do we go about that? What does that look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. As you mentioned, you know, I do offer mentorship for starting entrepreneurs. We also offer custom formulation, meaning that we all can create specific products for a client who could be a business or someone like you. Let's say you would like you mentioned, like a body oil. We would sit down together and I would just ask you some questions to get an idea about your vision. What products do you imagine in terms of the texture, the ingredients that you like, the scents, to create something that maybe reflect who you are, your personality. So that's kind of my style of formulation, is getting to know the person, their vision, their personality, what they're trying to achieve. Is it a product for a specific skincare challenge, or is it more to deliver a specific experience? And we would work together to create something that reflect who you are.
Wow. And do you help them? You help them create that?
Yeah, exactly. So I bring my expertise, my experience in formulation, R&D, research and development, working with suppliers. Also my, you know, market experience, knowing what our customers like, to help you in designing something that you're gonna love, but also something that uses the best ingredient possible. Yeah.
For me, like the scents that are really attractive to me are like rose, vanilla, you know, like this body cream that this I was like not, can I just dig right in?
Yeah, go ahead. I got a scoop for you, I think. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just going to, this is like dessert.
It's like dessert for your skin.
Oh my goodness, it smells so good. So what is in this product here?
So this is a moisturizing body cream made with ingredients like argan oil. That's very, very nourishing.
Does it have cocoa butter as well?
Not in that product, but it's an ingredient that we use in our Sublime Balm, the cocoa butter. Yeah.
The Sublime Balm, you use it on face and body, or is it okay?
Because
I was using it on my face, and I'm like, is this for face? Should
everywhere.
I use? Okay, everywhere. Okay.
So it's a great balm to use on dry areas on your face and body. It's also, you can also use it as a makeup remover, because when you massage it on your skin, and with a wet cloth, you will wipe it off, and it will remove all your makeup. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Good to know. Because I think when I came in, like I was like, quickly, I want something for Paris so I can take with me. I hadn't, no, because I just used it after double cleansing. Like on the days when my makeup was super heavy, I used your papaya enzyme, then your other soft cleanser, and then I just used that because I found that to be the more rich moisturizing product.
Yeah, it's also great to protect the skin, especially during winter times when there's more dryness. If you're going outside, you know, skiing or spending a few hours out outside, it's a great product to apply on your skin just to protect it when you're around environmental factors. Yeah.
Wonderful. So exciting. And so delicious. You smell literally delicious.
Thank you.
So what has your journey been like here, like moving to Vancouver? How long have you been living here?
7 years. How it's been like
Yes.
being in Vancouver?
Moving from Montreal to Vancouver.
Well, I think I was audacious just to do that, move in Vancouver, start a business as well. Initially, my family were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm just following my heart. I want to start something, and I'm feeling like this is where I want to start it." I came here on vacation and I fell in love with the city, the mountains, the ocean. When I saw it for the first time, I was just blown away. Montreal is a beautiful city, but the nature is not like Vancouver. So that's something that really draw me here. It's just how lush, luxurious it looks, stunning scenic views, and I felt it was really, really inspiring. And also, I love how here in the West Coast, they like to embrace a healthy, clean living, and I felt that it would go well with the brand because we are a natural brand that's about wellness, clean living, and I just thought that it would be like a great story in combination that it's made here. And talking about that, on our packaging, we also have, it tells a story, and the mountain basically reflects Vancouver, BC, West Coast.
I was wondering because I was like, I have never noticed this. So this is like the ocean, or no? Those are the mountains.
Yeah, so you have part of the story here,
Okay.
but basically it's traveling, right? Traveling in different places, West Coast, Montreal, Africa. Also ingredients, some of the best ingredients that you can see on our packaging, like willow bark, which is a great antibacterial ingredient for problem skin. You also have dragon's blood, which is an amazing ingredient with firming benefits. So we really are telling a story of a visionary looking for wellness as well. Yeah.
I love that. And I guess with your studies, it just made sense, like, with you studying like aromatherapy. And I find in my home, like I haven't been to your home. Normally, my last year we were filming in my home, so I would have everyone come to my home and I would sage my place, and there would be Palo Santo and incense, and there's candles, and it's like a vibe. And I'm just someone, for me, scents really create a mood for me, really help create a vibe. So I find that really fascinating that, how you studied aromatherapy. And tell me,
skincare formulation as well. Yeah.
So tell me about your home. Are you into lighting candles, like essential oils? Or do you work with essential oils yourself personally and in your products?
Yeah, I do work with essential oils. I think they have amazing properties as well. I understand some people might be skin can also react to some essential oils, so you need to be aware how to use them and respect certain dosage as well. I do light a candle at home. I like to set a relaxing, soothing vibe, and candles is also something that we make. So I would light up a candle. Yeah, they're very easy to make, very fun to make as well.
So
candles,
what sort of
soaps.
See, all these different products I'm not aware of that I feel like I haven't seen on your social media, or like this cream and like the candles. So what sort of different scents do you have?
It's because we also have private collections that are available at certain time of the year, and they're not permanent, so we bring them back at specific occasions. Maybe that's why, for the holidays.
Ooh,
yeah. So I like to set a soothing, relaxing vibe, and also that's the intent of the product. It's not just about results, it's also about providing you an escape, an opportunity to relax, especially in our busy lives. It's important to be able to take care for ourselves. So this is like a good way to enjoy a self-care moment with a candle, a book, maybe a little mask on your face, a little tea. Yeah.
I'm all about daily baths, and I think that's something we were talking about. I don't know if it was on camera or not, or like afterwards. Like for the last couple of weeks, like daily baths, since it's gotten colder, I'm super into essential oils and like putting in lots of like bath salts, and whether I'm doing emails in the bath I'm like, okay,
Really?
I'm super into, like, my thing is multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can do two things at once, it makes me feel like I'm winning. It makes me feel like I'm like winning this race against time, or like I'm, on really on top of things. So I'm in the bath, I'm relaxing, and then I'm also sending emails, or like, whether it is like getting ready for a show, like emailing you or someone else and being like, we're ready, we're going to be filming at this time. You don't know. I'm sending this from my house. Whether it's like 10 in the morning or 10 at
Mm-hmm.
night, it's totally like happening like that. But I think it's just such a way of, because I like going to the spa.
Yeah.
And, and I feel like instead of, um, yes, it's great to have weekend getaways or like, go somewhere hot, but we can add little moments of self-care and indulgence into our daily lives that can help us decompress, that can
Yeah.
help relax your nervous system, especially when we're, it's like someone like me who's just like running around doing so many different projects at once, little ways that I can relax and wind down. So what I'm really getting at is like, I want to get my hand on those candles.
I'll let you know when they become available.
Wonderful. So are there some specific products that are more for like winter time? Because I feel like even though like I have more of like a combination skin, my skin does tend to get more dry
Mm-hmm.
as the weather temperatures get cooler.
Yeah.
Especially when it starts snowing, like around my forehead and my T-zone kind of area, like I'll
Mm-hmm.
start getting dry and flaky, and then the rest I'll start getting a little bit oily. So it's sort of like you're getting oily and dry at the same time.
Yeah.
And then if I put makeup on, it's like, oh, it's my skin is getting flaky, but it's also oily, and you're like, what do I do? I'm exfoliating, but it's. Then I end up just like not even wearing makeup because I'm like, your skin is, it's not yet, but when
Mm-hmm.
it starts snowing, that's what happens.
I see, I see. We do have certain products that are great for winter time. One of them is called our Emerald Balm, which is emerald in English. It's a soothing balm for fall and winter. It has a beautiful green color, and it's made with ingredients that are hydrating, and also ingredients that are soothing and calming for people with sensitive skin. So what it does is that it moisturizes skin, it nourishes it, it protects it, especially during winter, drier skin type, but it also has ingredients that are going to soothe and calm skin, so that if your skin is prone to react quickly or it's more on the sensitive side, those ingredients are just going to help to keep your skin really, really calm and soothed and comforted as well. I think it's a great balm that you would love. Yeah.
Is it like, it's not here?
It's not here, but
Okay.
I'll show it to you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think especially like, it's like when I was younger, I would go down to the beach, I'd put like baby oil, and, I would like be, people would think I'm like half Jamaican or something. It's like my skin color changes like this, and my natural hair is curly, and it's, I was like in the sun, and I'm like, I'm not gonna wear SPF, and I'm just gonna roast, literally. And then as the years go on, and I'm like on a daily basis, I wear sunscreen and being more mindful of what I'm putting on my skin, and mindful of like, want to look as natural and healthy as possible. Do you guys do sunscreen or no?
We don't have a sunscreen in our line. However, it's something that is in our plans because a lot of our customers want to see a sunscreen from Okoko. So I'm not going to reveal more, but it's
Oh.
definitely in our plans.
Oh, we like
Yeah.
that, like a nice natural sunscreen. So what would you, I mean, that's maybe perhaps you'll get it out for like spring, summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next for Okoko? What are your hopes and dreams for the next couple of years, or at least for like the next, year or so? What are your, if anything was possible?
My vision is to make it a global brand. So that's something that we continue to work on, expanding our brand internationally, sharing our beautiful skincare with more and more people. Also, working with strategic partners as well is one of our plans, as well as continuing to develop our skincare line. So we have an amazing skincare line, and we always receive ideas from our customers of products they would like for us to make available or design. So I'll continue to work on our next creations, as well as expanding, working with strategic partners around the world, and also continuing to do beauty mentorship as well, and helping starting entrepreneurs who want to build great iconic brands do it. Yeah.
Or you could just be like, I could call you up and be like, okay, Oyeta, I want to have like a body oil. Like I want, something that'll be like Zara X Okoko, It's
Ooh.
like, yeah, I'm just coming, I know.
That's a great idea. I like that.
With like, there's certain scents that I'm just like rose, vanilla, jasmine, they remind me of my home country,
Okay.
Pakistan. So growing up in Lahore, we had like many gardens. So we lived on this property that my grandfather had designed, and in our opening, it was like all these jasmine, and then we had many different kinds of rose bushes. So from like dark red rose to like white and yellow and different things. I'm just like coming up with ideas on the spot over here, but
I think
totally,
that would be a fabulous idea.
Yeah.
I'm already imagining something for you.
Oh la la. Because a lot of people think of the face, then the neck secondary, then I think our chest, décolletage, as they say in French. Yes, I said it the right way.
Yeah.
Okay. But we forget the rest of our body. And, I mentioned this earlier. When my mother got cancer, afterwards we started researching, what are we putting on our skin? What are we consuming? What sort of products that we have for cleaning? Like what is in the homes? Like what kind of chemicals and toxins are in our environment? We became so much more aware as a family of all of that. So I'm very passionate about A, supporting local businesses, B, products that are organic and vegan and made here locally.
That's amazing. And I can tell, right? You've told me about some of the brands that you use, and I think it's amazing that you like to support local, artisan, natural, cruelty-free brands. Yeah.
Tell me about Goop. You were featured in Goop.
Yeah.
I feel like anyone who is like a beauty maven like yourself to be featured in Goop, a lot of women around the world and men turn to Goop to see what are the products one must find. What was that like, and did that create a lot of traffic for you?
Yeah, it was an amazing opportunity for us. It did created a lot of traffic. I was especially proud because it's a highly regarded brand, but also I noticed that they didn't have a lot of Black-owned brands that they were carrying. So that's something that made me proud, in the sense of things like that help to break barriers and pave the way, especially for other women of color who are maybe in business, who have a vision, a project, not always necessarily in cosmetic, but it could be in any field, but who are starting something and they're feeling like, can I do this? I don't see someone else, another woman of color, succeeding in this industry. So I felt that this is great examples that help to inspire and motivate other women who need stories like this, to feel empowered by it and feel like, okay, I can do it too. So for me, that's how I felt. It was like, wow, this is going to inspire other women as well, other women of color, to see, wow, a woman of color is in Goop, then anything is possible for me as well. And that's something that I feel is more like a personal mission as well. Aside from creating this beautiful skincare that makes skin feel great, I also feel kind of like a personal mission in my entrepreneur journey to help pave the way for other women or just younger women who one day might want to become entrepreneurs and they need stories to feel inspired by. I also want to help see more diversity in the Canadian landscape in business. But back to Goop, like I said, that's something I was proud of because I felt it was helping to break barrier, open the doors for other people in the future. And also in terms of traffic, it was really, really good. We got sales. We also got new customers because of the visibility that it brought us. So that's definitely an achievement that I'm very proud of. Yeah.
I love that, and I love the passion with which you're sharing. And I feel the same about And that's the conversation you and I have had often, and like in my world, in media, like in film and television and fashion, like I feel like from 20 years ago to now, like the landscape has changed so much, and especially over the last 3-4 years, like I remember when I first started, whether it was like fashion modeling campaigns or like people on television, there were not many women of color on television, like whether as a host, as an MC, or a model, whatever. So I love the passion that you have, as a woman of color, and the fact that you get to be this entrepreneur, and then you're guiding and mentoring other women. And you're quite involved here in Vancouver locally, right? Like, tell us about, like, some of the things, tell our audience. I mean, I'm aware of the work you're doing, but you are very much, like I see every night you're out and about, you're connecting with other female entrepreneurs and leaders.
Yeah. So I believe that in order to succeed as an entrepreneur, you need to have a great network. Obviously, in any field, right? You need to know some people, you need to get out there, talk about your brand, make new connections, make new contact. Just staying alone in your corner, it's not what's going to help to build a business. So you need to get out there, and that's why I like to attend events when I can, grow my network, meet other entrepreneurs, hear their story, and see if there's any opportunity for collaboration, because it helps in many ways. Not only you find a little bit of support, you can exchange your ideas and get other people's perspective, but it's also sometimes it can help you with introduction, or someone can connect you with someone that you don't know. So I think there's a lot of benefits if you're an entrepreneur, to get out there, find a community, attend events, just get out there, talk about your brand, bring samples, because it's going to help you at some point to continue to build your brand. So that's why I do it, and I found it really, really fun. It's fun to go out, meet especially other women who are doing things they're passionate about, getting inspired, and it also has allowed me to find new collaboration for the future, and also new business opportunities. So those are some of the good positive things that you can get when you go out there and network.
That's amazing. Very well said. I would love to hear, because you're always out there doing things just like I am. How do you balance all of this? As in Okoko, your mentorship, getting out there, networking, going to events, meeting other female entrepreneurs, promoting your brand. How do you balance all of that? What does your personal self-care look like?
That's a good question. You can easily, if you don't, make time for yourself, get overwhelmed by too many things. So it's important to reserve some time for ourselves. It's important to be well organized, but I also try to take moments for myself on the weekend, on the evening, do things for myself as well, to treat myself, because as an entrepreneur, it comes with hard work. That's how it goes. That's how you build something, right? And it's easy to forget about yourself and forget to take care of yourself. But it's important for you to have the energy to keep going. And that's why I like to just set time where it's just time off. You know what I mean? Relax, read a book, enjoy some self-care with my dog, or just sometimes take weekend off, go on a road trip, but really find moments of relaxation that are meant at helping to rejuvenate, recharge, and reboot, in a way that's done without having work come in between. It's not always easy to do, but I think it's necessary. So I'm still kind of learning to find those moments and to really dedicate those moments to just self-care, rejuvenation. Yeah.
That's very well said. And we're very blessed to live here in Vancouver. I feel like so often I'm like, yeah, I want to move down to Kits, or I'm going to move here and such. But having that access to seawall here, like, of course, there's beautiful spots there. I love going down to Pacific Spirit Park, but with my dog as well. Like, one of my favorite things is like walking the seawall. I see often in your stories, like, you're like going down with your dog, or you're like walking or working out outside. Like, of course, in summertime, we're so blessed to, we're all outside, but winter brings with it its different kind of beauty. There's a bit of like going slower, the days are shorter. You know, it's more indoor activities, but of course, if you're into the winter sports, you know, going up on the mountain and playing in the snow. What inspires you in life?
I would say there's a lot of things. One of them is to make an impact and make a positive difference. As an immigrant, when I came here, as I was growing up, I saw, you know, my parents really work hard to provide a good life to myself and my little brother. So we were always raised with values of like making the best of the opportunity to be in Canada, because it's a country that offers us the possibility to pretty much do what we want in life if you really put your effort into it, meaning like there is no war or anything really preventing you to succeed. So I just wanted to make the best of it, because I knew that I was privileged to be here in a safe place where, you know, anything is open for you in the future if you want to. So I've always wanted to make a difference, to make an impact. And probably deep down also to make my family proud, so that they feel that we didn't do all of this for nothing. You know what I mean? You used this opportunity in a good way and you did something with your life. So for me, it's always been very important, for my brother as well. And also being the elder, obviously setting a good example for him, but he's doing well. He became a, you know, great, highly talented engineer. So I think, to answer your question, I've always told myself, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna make an impact, and I'm gonna do my best to build something amazing, meaningful, that will make myself and the people that know me proud as well, but also that will help pave the way for other women of color who want to become entrepreneurs or who have a project that they want to make a reality. So it's like I mentioned to you earlier, it's kind of like a personal mission that I feel very strongly about, because I know when you are an immigrant, it's not easy. To find work or start a business, all those things, there's always challenges. So I felt that, yes, you gotta be resilient for myself, but also for other people who understand what it is, what it feels like, to feel empowered by seeing other people still, you know, keep going and doing it anyways. And I think I've been able to do that. Yeah.
You're certainly doing that. That's really wonderful, and I feel your heart and I feel your passion. And you know, this is the conversation that we've had, because it's like having the opportunity, whether to do this show or the one before, or my very first show that I did, like as long as I've been in media and had the opportunity to be the producer and the host, like one of my passions has been to bring more women and men of color on my show, because I know how challenging it was for me. I came to Canada at 17 from Pakistan, and you know, I spoke English when I came here, but it was still like, you know, going to high school and all of that, and then working in the industry, like wanting to act and model like 20 years ago. You're like, it's like an uphill climb, like in terms of the jobs that were out there. There would be like very little, and it was always the smallest little roles, like, you know, this girl or that girl. And I knew that in order for me to do the kind of work I wanted to do, I had to create my own work. I had to be the producer, I had to be the creator, and then put myself on camera, and then bring other people on.
Wow.
You know, and and I think, and then when you're in the position to bring other people on my show, to be like, okay, I get to have this say, and like, I want to bring this person on and highlight this story. I feel very blessed to be able to do that and to have these conversations.
And I find it commendable. I want to mention that's also something that stood out strongly to me when I found you on social media, and I look at your work, who you were, and I saw you were doing this show where you mentioned that you were purposely wanting to bring on racialized guests to tell their story, to empower them. And for me, it allowed me to connect with you deeper than the surface, and I just felt like a lot of respect, and that I needed to connect with this woman. Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, it's like sometimes I don't like super share it super openly, but it is the intention of it, because I know what it's like. I've been there. We still go through it, and it's still part of our struggle. And I think the more of us, you know, the more stories we can share, the more we can inspire. We don't know who's watching, who's gonna be inspired to be like, okay, like if I'm from Togo or if I'm from Pakistan, I want to do something like that. I can do it too. You know?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, because I know for sure when I first came here, like, or even growing up, I didn't see anyone who looked like me, and like, you know, on television, whether in movies or on TV. You know, they always had an accent, or they were doing this or that kind of job, and not that there's anything wrong with having
They
an
were
accent.
not at the front, is what you're saying.
No. So you know, yeah, it's really great to hear your story and your passion, and I would love to hear what advice you have for like female entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in general. Like, what do you feel like in the last few years that you've learned with Okoko? Because a lot of women look up to you, but I think whether you're launching like you have like a makeup line or a furniture store, or you're an actor or performer, I feel like when you're self-employed, when you're an entrepreneur, it requires, of course, mission. Your mission seems to be very clear, but you've shared your desire to help others and your vision. But I'm sure there's something you can share with our audience who's watching, you know, what you've learned, you know, what is the secret sauce to your success? What do you feel has been the secret to your success so far as an entrepreneur?
I would say definitely determination, perseverance, and resilience. If I would have a quick advice, it would be know your purpose. When starting a business, a project, anything, you need to really think deeply about the reason why you want to do that. What's your reason? What's your why? What's your purpose? And it has to be something that resonates very deeply for you. The answer is always personal to each of us, but the reason it's important to know your purpose is because you will go through challenges when you build something. No matter who you are, challenges are part of what you should expect. And there'll be moments maybe where the challenges will make you doubt yourself or even want to give up. But if you have a purpose that's strong enough, that resonate with you, it's going to help you keep going, because you're going to remember why you're doing this, why you're getting up in the morning and building your project. It could be maybe for your kids, you know, maybe you want to give them a better life. Like I said, the answer is personal to each of us, but it's important to know your purpose, to know your why, because it will sustain you. It will give you that energy to help you keep going, and it will help you to have immense determination with your project. Yeah.
Do you find that you end up, like, when you're working with women, like I feel like you seem to be you're almost like a coach, like when you talk, you know, and of course you're mentoring women or men who come to you to create their beauty lines. Like, do you feel like a lot of the work that you do, other than the formulations and the branding and such, is also like inspiring them and helping them get in line with their vision?
Yeah, I do feel so. Not only it's something that I've received as feedback, that it inspired them, and that's why they came to me for help, for guidance. But also think that it's also a way that helps me to contribute to the industry and help other people with my experience, the things that I've learned, to help other people achieve their vision as well. And there's a lot of things that you learn when you start a business. Your first and second years are not the same as after 5 years. You know what I mean? You're on a different level, you have maybe different challenges, different things to figure out. So I feel very blessed and grateful to have that knowledge today that allows me not only to keep Okoko as an innovator in the natural beauty industry, but also to be able to give back and contribute by helping other people with the knowledge, the skills, the experience that I've acquired today to help them make their own project a reality.
What do you feel that if you could go back in time, there was a time machine, what would you tell your 21-year-old self that you know now?
My 21?
Your 21-year-old self, if you could go back in time, what would you tell her?
I think I would tell her, you know, don't be afraid. You got this, you know. You will figure things out as you go. Just start. Yeah, the rest will come. Yeah, I believe strongly that. Because in the beginning there was a lot of questions that I had, how to do this, how to get my first sales, how to get my first customers. I can't do it, I don't know anyone. And sometimes it's just like, take a deep breath, remember your why, your purpose, think about your vision, what you want to achieve, and just start doing the first steps. As you start making the first step, you will figure out the rest of the answers. They will come to you or you will meet people that will help you. You see what I mean? But I think the hardest part for anybody is to start it. And once you do, you're in it, and then you see and you get experience, and then you'll find the answer. You'll find the how. Yeah.
It's like, I forget who said it, but you have to be bold enough to take the action, and it's like, let it be an experience and allow yourself to fail. Like, if anything, even aim to fail, which can be like scary to hear sometimes, but that will give you permission to make mistakes. Yeah. You know, whether as a performer, as an artist, or an entrepreneur, because I remember in 2017, towards the end of 2017, when I decided after a trip to Paris, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pack up my bags, I'm gonna sell everything, and in 3 months, I'm gonna move to Paris. And everyone was like, that's amazing, what an amazing adventure, like, I'm sure you speak French. And I was like, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Ça va bien? And they're like, are you for real? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, you know, I'll figure it out. You know, I'll try it out for 6 months, 9 months. If it doesn't go well, I can always come back home. I'm Canadian. I have a Canadian passport. And of course, once I booked the trip, I booked my apartment, I got the visa, I booked everything the same day, the flight, the trip, the apartment. And then at 2 in the morning, when I did all of that, I was like having a little bit of a panic attack. Called up one of my friends, and he was like, Zara, honey, you know, try it for 6 months. What is the worst you're gonna happen? Like, literally, explain it to me. And I said it out loud. And he's like, okay, yeah, so what if you fail, you don't get a job, or what? And he's like, what's gonna happen then? You were the person who went and did that. You know, how many of your friends who just talk about these things? You know, I'm sure you've probably heard of a lot of people, or in your school, or in your peer group, whatever, who talk about like having this dream or that, but didn't take the action.
Exactly.
So, you know, the universe certainly does favor the bold.
They do. You gotta be bold. You gotta be, like I said, audacious as well, right? It will pay off in the end. And you guys know you miss 100% the chances you don't take. So I feel that if I haven't done it, then there wouldn't be any Okoko, and all those people whose the skincare helped their skin, maybe those I wouldn't have the stories to tell, you see? So every project you have to expect there will be challenge, but embrace them because they will teach you a lot. They will become lessons someday, they will become experience, and experience make you very valuable. And it also helps you to do it with more impact, more powerful, more results. Yeah.
That's amazing. Very well said. Before we let you go, our show is On Location with Zara Durrani in Vancouver. I know you've mentioned, like, you know, you moved here from Montreal, like Montreal, as you say. I love asking guests on the show, you know, what do they love about living in Vancouver? You mentioned that a little bit. Are there any favorite spots that you like to go to, you know, unwind, like a favorite hike or a coffee spot, or like a place that you'd like to share with our audience?
One of my favorite spots where I like to go for a little walk and relax is Lost Lagoon. There's like a little lake around it, which is very relaxing. The view is really cute, and it's like a secret spot because it's not too crowded, which is I like, because you can actually relax. You know what I mean? You're not like so much noise. So if you're looking for a little spot in Vancouver where you can relax with your dog, go for a little walk, sit down and read a book, and just like even do yoga, meditation, just check out Lost Lagoon. I think you're gonna really like it. I love going to coffee shops. Paul Cafe, which is a French cafe on Robson, is one of my favorites as well. And I also enjoy just hiking. You know, I don't know if you have any favorite hikes, but
I do.
Yeah.
But I would love to hear yours, and then I'll share mine.
Lighthouse is a good one. Girls Grind as well. If you're more on the athletic side, you like to be challenged, it's always a great one. I also enjoy spending time in Whistler. There's so much beauty in BC and lots of places to discover. Victoria, Kelowna, you know. even in 7 years, I feel that there's still a lot that I haven't seen, even if I've traveled a little bit around BC. And that's what I love about it, is it's like a supernatural province. You know, each little island has its own little vibe and personality and spot to see. And each time it's like a new adventure. So if you're someone who's adventurous, I think you'll enjoy discovering those amazing places.
Yeah, most certainly. I love Lost Lagoon, and for me, it's beautiful in the summertime, but it's even more beautiful when it's all covered in snow. I used to live not so far from there, so I love like walking down there, and I found it so fascinating that I'm like, I've been to the Sahara Desert, I've been to Lebanon, and like, you know, in these like Roman ruins we filmed, and the south of France and Cambodia and Uzbekistan and all these places. But I'm like, there's so much beauty here in BC, and there's so much of BC that I haven't seen. That, you know, one of the things that I was telling my camera operator, Julian, earlier, I'm like, while we do this show, we're going to be going on location to different places in BC, and that's like one of my aims, is to highlight also the natural beauty that we have here. And yes, same as you, I love Montreal, I love Quebec, I love that European vibe, the architecture, but there's just something to be said about this natural abundance, this beauty, and how healing it can be when you're up on a mountain. You know, so I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're really busy. We're here filming and going live on a holiday Monday, long weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, if you felt inspired today, please do let us know. Oyeta, thank you so much for joining. I will make sure to share her information so you can connect with her. Until next time, I'm your host, Zara Durrani, and you're watching On Location, brought to you by StoryHive.